Hi, everybody. This is Diederik checking in with all of you, and yeah, just looking to share a little bit more about myself. I know for those that follow this channel, you may have heard me share based on whatever the theme of the video was, and this is more of an open share. So here's me. I'm Diederik. I'm a 38-year-old father to be. My partner is currently far along in her pregnancy, and this will be my first child. So that's a big update, a big thing that's happening. Another thing is that I'm living here in community with my best friend, with his partner, and their two kids, and then me and my partner. And I think it's fair to say she's also my best friend. All of them are my best friend, and so I get to live in community, which is something that I've always wanted. It's something I've always talked about on this channel. Call it soul tribe, call it fractal family, whatever it is that you want to call it. But this is, to me, what I see the future moving into anyway. It's close-knit groups of people that share the same goals. And the idea is like we're all working on ourselves, knowing we can also count on the support of others, particularly when it comes to seeing our shadows and speaking up for our needs. That's a big thing that we're doing here, and I'm doing for myself too. It's, it's this sense of guilt that comes in, very human thing, when I go for what I actually need, right? I know for me as a projector in particular, this idea of like, well, one, waiting to be invited, understanding how deeply probing our aura is. I remember meeting a guy here in Costa Rica, one of the guys in the community, and a friend of mine. And I remember meeting him last year, and he walked into the room here, actually, into the house, and immediately I was like, man, I feel like I'm naked right now. And that's the projector aura. And a year later, recently, actually, we checked his human design, and starting to cultivate that sense of just based on the aura, what someone's design is, honing in on that. For myself as a projector, like more and more, I can, based on either what I hear someone being described as, or the feel, the vibe of their aura, the mechanics of their aura, knowing what type they are. So that's something that's been really interesting. And yeah, just this idea of, for me, of there's just been some anger and some frustration around speaking my needs. And it's almost this idea of like I'm constantly tapped into other people, and almost like my time and attention is currency, and I'm just giving it, and not when it's necessarily invited, and not necessarily in a way that's really helping me to be sustainable in the way that I use my energy. And yeah, that's just been a big theme for me in this current time, and particularly being in community, you know, even just being cranky. Like I was, I'm almost a proponent of feeling your feelings and all that. And I'll tell myself that too. And oftentimes there are just feelings that I'm either not feeling or not following through all the way. And it's almost like this thing where now that I'm 38, there's been a long time where I was just floating mentally through life. And then about just around the time I started getting to know human design, I had my awakening. And I say awakening just because one day when I turned 30, I just had this, I call it mundanely mystical experience, that where I just felt my awareness expand, and a really deeply graceful presence settle in me. And ever since then, it's just been learning and integrating. So yeah, it's been powerful. One of the things that's been alive for me as well is treating human design lightly, and not necessarily put myself in the box, because that's not how I want to see the system. This is not what I advertise either to clients. It's like take from it what you will, and move ahead with that. So that's what's been going on. And yeah, just wanted to give this little update. Curious where you guys are at, what's coming up for you. Like I said, for me, it's fatherhood here and community, and having that communal support is huge. It's a dream come true for me to be living in a place like this. And not necessarily, yes, okay, it's beautiful, as you can see, it's gorgeous, but more about the people that I get to spend my time with, not just here in the house in community, but also beyond that, and being able to be in that entrepreneurial energy together, and just this love and compassion that we have for people's feelings and emotions and frustrations and hopes and dreams and fears and insecurities. Like there's space for all of that within the context of needs, and that to me is groundbreaking, and it's actually allowing me to feel safe to go into the deeper places, the more fearful places where these ingrained patterns that have probably been at play for a really, really long time to come to the surface for me to be actually to be able to see. Because the idea is you cannot change something that you're not aware of. There's this great quote from Peter Crone who goes, you cannot be held as responsible for that which you're not aware of. Meaning, if I look back 10 years ago, there are things I wasn't aware of. It doesn't mean I'm not responsible for the consequences, but I can't be responsible for not being aware of that. And the idea is that, you know, I work with the Course in Miracles as well, and from a Course in Miracles standpoint, the whole idea is like until you are aware of it, like it's when you're aware of it that you can work on it. If not, you can't work on it. It's the same principle that Peter Crone shares. Yeah. And then there's this weird, strange thing too that I don't know if you guys notice, but I know for me, I can get stuck in the awareness. Like I don't actually take it to the next level. And that's what I'm being asked to do. And it's fucking intense, but so worthwhile, so rewarding to sit with myself, to prevent myself from scrolling. You know, we were laughing yesterday. I was doing some art yesterday. And like, as I'm doing this art, I'm like, oh my God, this is great. I haven't drawn in so long. Like that's my kid self coming out. And then I'm drawing and I'm loving it. And all of a sudden there's this part of me that's just like, wants to be pulled away and just be numbed by scrolling, or just pull away and not actually be present. And it made me laugh. And I was sharing this with the others around me, and they were all like, oh my God, yeah, I totally know that feeling. Like, you know, it's like this idea for me that I'm doing something that I know is healthy, that I know is bringing me something, that I know is nourishing me. And yet there's still this like, oh no, let's do the thing that is not nourishing. These habits that I have where I'll just numb myself by scrolling, or yeah, just distract myself instead of just being present with whatever wants to come through. And yeah, that's where I'm at, guys. That's what's coming up. Also some really big changes in the business part as well. And I say business just in how I want to be of service, and I'll save that for another video. So I want to post this. Say hi, let me know where you guys are all at, what's alive for you at this time. There's just a lot happening, coming up on a full moon right now. I'm recording this on, I believe this is Monday, November 3rd. Check. Oh, no, can't check. Okay, well, early November, sending my love to you, and talk to you on the next one. Ciao.